Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be an ocean that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
This is Donovan. I'm here with Helping Hands for Cruising. Last day of our inaugural cruise, we got to take a wonderful person for their very first cruise who's never been able to see the ocean or anything. And I gotta tell you, we've had so much fun. I got to go on land with him at the different ports, and he just had so much fun, and I think he enhanced my version of what cruising is like also. I'd like to say, I think my favorite thing so far on this cruise was having him see the ocean for the first time. And he goes, wow, that's big. And I was like, let me tell you about the colors of the water and what that means. And then I tried to talk to him about, imagine all the animal life and the whales, dolphins and the sharks and turtles all underneath this boat right now. It's all, the whole world is underneath us. And to see him just start to think and see a different way of thinking about things, man, it was so great. Later I heard him repeating some of the things I told him, and man, it just touched my heart so much. So Helping Hands for Cruising, that's what the number 4, helpinghandsforcruising.org. That's a place you can go, you can donate, and you can bring that dream to somebody else. It's so important to give somebody who's been in one place for most of their life and never seen the world, and put them on a place that can inspire them to do so much more that they thought they weren't able to do. So you help me make a dream a reality. And I'll see you on the next one.
Well, g'day folks, welcome aboard, nice to have you here. Those of you that are Aussie bound, let me just say it's been a scorcher of a week. 31 degrees today, actually it got up to 34 I believe. What did you have, Joe? I know I saw you in the chat there, so welcome aboard, Joe. What did you have temperature wise? I reckon you would have been close to the 40s because it's been relatively warm. I also noticed in a chat that you were involved with, I think it was on Jimmy's chat on Friday, you kind of poo-pooed Alfred, and the after effects of ex-cyclone Alfred are actually quite enormous. There is flooding everywhere in Queensland between Brisbane and down through to parts of northern New South Wales, all because of that now tropical, what do they call it, a tropical storm, because it was category 2 until it got over the Moreton Islands. And then after Moreton Islands, it then reduced and became a tropical storm. And yeah, anyway, heart goes out to people in that area there. Wish them all well. We hope that they are all safe and sound and not much damage. Maybe a little water damage, but not much. All right, who got in first? The Down Under Cruisers. How did they manage that? Seriously? Second was Joe. Welcome aboard, buddy. Joe is saying, geez, how can it be the next cruisathon? It only feels like yesterday was the first one on. Well, you know what? The next one's the next month, mate. We're only a month away. Yeah, and we're looking for people who are going to jump on and give us some assistance. Nick is saying that. G'day, Nick. Welcome aboard. 40 days until he heads to London. He'll be connecting onto London through Chicago's O'Hare. So ORD, I think it is, so that he can take the channel from the UK through to end up going through Germany. G'day, Amy. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. G'day, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, buddy. 22 degrees for you. 28 yesterday, but today got 22. Wow. There we go. Jonesy's saying his daughter's still got no power, so, well, that's not good. Joe is saying it was 33 today. That's just a touch warmer than us, so there we go. G'day to Amy. G'day back to Joe. And Joe is saying, well, if that's the case, you need to change the ticker at the bottom of your screen. You know what? That was the last thing I even thought about. Seriously, you just put it out there. I'm actually going to switch off that ticker because it's a bit misleading. So therefore, I can always bring it up next time. There we go. More room on the screen for me. Anyway. Thank you for that, Joe. I really appreciate you coming in there with your, as you do, you come in there with that mindset that checks for every little detail. And if I don't keep it up, well, then so be it. Joe is saying that they're supposed to get a bit of rain from Alfred. Jonesy is saying g'day to Joe and Amy. Nick is saying yesterday, hang on, let me bring it up. Yesterday he had a high of 22C, and today they're only going to get up to 4C as their high. Spring seems to have sprung there. Well, you're getting the same variations as Melbourne or Tasmania gets. We're not consistent. We jump up and down. Joe's saying g'day to Jonesy. So talking about cruisathons, the cruisathon has been moved out to the week ending the 27th of April, purely because there were some people who were arguing that they were otherwise occupied, whether it be they were on a cruise or they were spending money for Easter or whatever the case might be. So we've gone in after that the week ending the April the 27th. And what that'll do is we're going the Friday. We want to try and do 24 hours if we can, which means we'd love to get some of you Aussies on board joining in the fun and the merriment. If we join in on the fun and the merriment, we might end up making a shipload of money. And really, you think I'm joking with that word, but truth be known, we need a shipload so that we can put 100,000 people on board a cruise ship. Well, not one cruise ship, but several cruise ships. So there we go. Nick is saying he's just glad we're back to 4 a.m. Central in the U.S. So, yep, they are. And just wait, Nick. April the 6th, we'll drop back to 5 a.m. Central. So, there you go. Amy's saying good day to Jonesy, and Jonesy is saying that they are getting rain tomorrow from the Adelaide system. 20th is Easter Sunday, yes, so we're the week after that. Joe is saying it's interesting. Easter is on the 18th to the 21st of April. Anzac Day is the following Friday. Only got a 3-day working week that week. Yep, except if you're in Victoria when bloody Victoria has Anzac Day on the weekend. Tough, you don't get a day off. That's totally disrespectful, considering you get a day off for a dumb, stupid game. And I mean it lovingly. Aerial ping pong. Anyway, Nick is saying 25th of April, that Friday, that's when he'll be in Germany. Yeah, well, it'll be our Anzac Day, and you'll be having fun. Hey, Joe, I'm hardly working anyway, says Jonesy. Yeah, Jonesy, you have a lot of fun. Seriously, you really enjoy that state. Nick says he went to Anzac Memorial in Alice Springs. And Joe's saying Anzac Day is on a Friday this year, so you'll get it. Yeah, the question is, if we had Anzac Day on the same day that it was the grand final weekend, would we get? No, it's highly unlikely, of course, because grand finals the last Saturday in October. But can you imagine if that was the case? Anyway. Joe is saying, Jonesy, the joys of retirement. And the reason, Jonesy says, the reason he says the 20th of April is somebody's birthday, just saying. It's Jonesy's birthday. Okay. Well, Ilana's the week and a bit after you anyway, so there you go. Part-time, Jonesy's working part-time is what he's saying to Joe, and Nick should be having spaghetti ice on that day. Actually, talking about that word, spaghetti ice, Raphael was hanging out for a spaghetti ice and didn't get one in Germany when he was there. Tried to get one in Helen, but with all the snow that they've had and all that sort of stuff, Helen had burst water pipes, so they had no water. As a result, nobody could get spaghetti ice because they couldn't make it for one reason or another. Joe is threatening me with the fact that Ilana is a Taurus like him. Joe, you're just full of bull, mate. That was a joke. It was a joke. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so for those that do not know, the interview was with Donovan. Donovan was one of the founders. Donovan Rush is his name. He's one of the founders of, helped me set up the Helping Hands for Cruising organization back in 2022. And he came with us on the inaugural cruise. He was actually my right-hand man at the time, until he decided that, or he recognized that he had other things that he needed to do, and so off he went. But at the end of the day, he put together that video, and that is an amazing video because we just had an amazing time on that cruise. Okay, Nick is saying he'll just be happy to get on a plane to go overseas again. He loves going overseas and can't believe this will be his fourth trip. Joe is saying it's all good. I have thick skin and take jokes really well. If you give me crap, I'll give it back to you 20-fold. Mate, I discovered that when you came down here. Nick is saying the English have changed entry requirements. You have to apply for an ETA, an electronic travel authority, to be able to enter the UK. Mate, why should you be so privileged? Every time I come into the US, I've got to get an ESTA. So why should you be privileged? All right? The only place in the world that can go anywhere without getting documentation. Here's the news. If I want to go into the UK, we've got to get an ETA as well. So my mom is going to visit my son and her cousin, and she had to get an ETA. So there you go. Visa. Yeah. What's interesting is if she goes to visit her cousin's daughters in Spain, she doesn't actually need the ETA because she will be in Spain for less than 3 days. So there you go. Nick is saying, but then again, Shaun, I had to do something similar to get my visa to come to Australia last year. That is correct. Everybody wants a visa these days. And I can quite understand why, considering we've just gone through some of these disgusting stuff, especially just before and just after the elections you guys have had. We definitely don't want it here. Nick is saying Europeans are actually working on getting something similar, but they just keep delaying it indefinitely. They're thinking now 2026. And the reason why they're delaying it is because as a European Union, they've got however many countries in the Union to work with. And if they put together anything, you should technically be able to go anywhere in Europe on that visa. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Anyway, so let's have a look, see what's news with HH Fussy. Well, the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise is certainly racing ahead. You may or you may not be seeing some advertising out there in Facebook and a couple of other places, but one of the band's Foreign Journey, which is the band that came in after the other band left. The guys there have taken HH4C on board to heart, and they are promoting left, right, and centre. So we are certainly looking forward to the big news that they will be assisting us in filling the ship. We've currently got 46 cabins booked out of the 200 that we've got put aside. So some really exciting stuff going on there. Joe is saying that it is the same with New Zealand. Australians travelling to New Zealand don't need a visa if they're going to be staying less than 3 months. If you're staying for more than 3 months, you need one. And I think we're doing the same vice versa. So there we go. It's part of the fun. Jonesy is saying that they pulled up the carpet on their guest room, and as they were planning to polish the floorboards, as the rest of the house turned out good, but boy, that floor was a Frankenstein. So now plans have changed. So what are you going to do, Jonesy? What are you going to do? Foreign Journey are promoting the heck out of the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, says Joe. And that is great. And I'll tell you what, I have been told that Bruce, since the adverts started coming up, Bruce has had 20 inquiries. So we're definitely looking forward to the exciting stuff that's going to come out of that cruise. Jonesy is saying that they're doing a floating floor. Now, is it going to be the levitating type that actually goes above the floor and doesn't touch it? Or will this one actually touch the floor and shut up, Shaun? Okay, I know what a floating floor is. Joe, thank you very much, mate. There is the website for Helping Hands for Cruising. You can find out more details about the rock and roll tribute through there. Helping Hands, the number 4, cruising.org. That is exciting. And we've also got a really good promotion going on for those of you across the pond. Helpinghandsforcruising.org/fundraising. Hang on, Joe. We're busy trying to sort some stuff out with the Australian side of things. But with the American side, they can buy coffee and they can get popcorn. Well, last month we actually raised $250 out of that, which is not a lot to sneeze at, let me say. You don't sneeze much at that, because what does $250 do? $250 buys an excursion for the recipient. So there we go. Jonesy is saying, yes, the floor from Aladdin's movie. Just need to find a genie. Mate, you raised the carpet. Wasn't there a genie and a genie's lamp there? Or if there was, you didn't rub hard enough. The lamp, that is. Seriously. Oh my God. Well, where did your mind go? And by the way, those who have already donated, HH4C says thank you very much. For those that are interested, you are able to donate on a monthly basis or weekly basis or 6 monthly basis, however long you wish to donate. We will take all types. We're not proud. We are grateful, because what that does is that makes somebody else put a smile on his dial. I mean, all you need to do is see Kenny's face. In that video, just see Kenny's face. What does it do? It put a smile on his face and made everybody else feel good too. And there are some interesting pictures out of that weekend, or that week, that cruise. So you never know. Stranger things could happen. Okay, so now that the Alaska cruise is gone, and that would have been in just under 100 days, 99 or 98 or something like that, the Rock and Roll Tribute is the next big cruise that's coming along. We're waiting on some info for another cruise that's happening in April, where Gabby, the recipient that was going to go on the Rock and Roll Tribute, on the Alaska cruise, well, she's actually going to be going to the South Caribbean now, or to the Caribbean. I don't know exactly what the itinerary is for that cruise, but we're just waiting on Bruce to give us all the information for that cruise so that we can get a video up. So that'll be exciting. And we'll also have Gabby on board there, so she's going to be greatly appreciative of that, and also the family that is going with her. It will be amazing, because then she will have deserved it. Get the tax donations, work in Australia, and you will have thousands. Jonesy, you are not wrong, mate. We've currently got the services of a solicitor involved as well. We're trying to negotiate a cost for the charity, but we'll see how we go. I've actually got to get a hold of one of the guys involved there, so family friends. So we'll see what we can do, whether we can get mates rates as usual. Okay, so the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, everything is now in order. The go-karts have been go-karted, oiled. The band has been prepped. I believe Ricky Rocker has got a girlfriend. The girlfriend's name is Lola. So Ricky Rocker and Lola will be on board the cruise, I believe. If we can get him to behave himself, Ricky Rocker will be making a guest appearance, and he will be playing with one of the bands. I'm not sure which one it is, but anyway, we'll see how we go. Um, what else? There are going to be so many events put on, not only by the cruise line itself, but by Helping Hands. I believe the go kart race is getting itself organized. Um, those of you that are coming, we are definitely going to have a number of meetups, and that will be really awesome. But okay, it is your vacation, but at the end of the day, when you get on board the cruise, there will be some activities that you can actually attend to as well. And Jones, if I can help it, we should have tax tax benefit status within 2 months if I can help it, and I'm hoping that the new contact will get us there. Anyway, that's that for the moment. While we're talking about it, let me get it up. Let me tell you where we're going. Let me show you the ship. And yeah.
Journey is the ultimate tribute to Foreigner and Journey.
You're as cold as ice.
Bringing you back to all the eras of both Foreigner and Journey's career. Rocking the biggest hits and fan favorites with a high-energy authenticity of two of the world's most iconic bands. Foreign Journey, one of the most popular tribute acts, rock with an incredible high-energy stage show all night long. A show not to be missed.
Yeah. It's going to be an awesome cruise. And listening to the bands is going to be absolutely amazing. For those of you across the pond, hey, these two things here, popcorn and coffee. Popcorn and coffee. Not all and. And if you go and coffee, well, you need to drink down your popcorn. So there, apparently the flavors are absolutely awesome. Whole host of different flavors from the popcorn and from Giving Bean, the great coffee and teas and so forth. So that's just a little bit of wind up, folks. For those across the pond, certainly get involved. And like I say, if we can beat last month's donations through there, we would be greatly appreciative, because what that means is, I mean, if we can get $5,000 out of there, we put 2 people on a ship. That's just it. 2 people on a ship makes all the difference. All the difference, let me tell you. All right. Anybody? Anything else in the chat? Okay. So now, not only are we going to be doing the rock and roll tribute cruise, but we've already got, for Down Under, we've already got a group started, and currently there's 5 cabins booked that I know of. And it's going to be amazing because one of the cabins is booked by a person that lives from across the pond, in the UK. No, not in the UK, in the U.S., in a little place in the state of Oklahoma. The state, the town that this person comes from starts with the letter T. Tabawaki, Oklahoma. No. You can tell I'm getting tired because I started making stupid jokes. Anyway, let's talk about the cruise that this person from Oklahoma is going to be joining 4 other cabins in. Honey.
Yes, Shaun.
Have you ever thought what we would do differently for New Year's Eve?
I have actually. And what about, we've never done this before, what about spending New Year's Eve on a cruise?
On a cruise?
It would be so awesome. Can you imagine?
Where would we go?
I don't know, but you know what? We have one of the great natural wonders of the world just up north from us.
What?
Beautiful
Queensland?
waters, the Great Barrier Reef.
The Great Barrier Reef?
Would that be amazing?
It would.
Come from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright, beaches cool and waves of thunder, morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea, hands up high and voices free. Down under's where I'll be. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, meet the world on a winding road, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Now the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, adventures wait around, in the rustling of the trees. mountains rise and rivers flow.
Yeah, that's going to be the Down Under Cruises group cruise. And it's going to be absolutely awesome. Nick has taken a guess at Raffit. Sorry, Ruffy. Um, Joe has taken a guess. Raphael, who is from Tulsa. Could have been Klinger from Toledo, but then Toledo is in Oklahoma. Joe is saying, and yes, he is one of those people, and yes, he is. Joe is a little bit excited, I think. He's made himself do something he's not going to like, but he's doing it anyway. He's forced himself to do a digital detox while at sea. Why do you want to do that, mate? Okay, admittedly, the Wi-Fi package can cost money, but you don't have to be totally out of the loop. You're right, Joe. Toledo is not in Oklahoma. It's in Ohio. Joe will love it. Yes, he will, Amy. I know he will. It'll be you know what, Amy, you just need to join us, and I'll tell you why. Because you will help us break Virgin Joe in to cruising. He's being all virginal and excited and all that sort of stuff. But when you actually get on the cruise, that's when your bubblies burst, so to speak. I think you're going to have an amazing time, Joe. You won't know where to put yourself, mate. You'll be doing this activity, that activity, feeding your face, going on the road course, jumping on that activity, joining in with the dancing, the trivia, the whatever. You're going to have an absolute ball at the trivia. So there you go. Joe has said he's so freaking excited. We don't know the half of it, mate. You know what? We were once like you. I'm sure Amy would agree with me. We were once virginal to cruising like you are, and you know what? Just think about the way you're thinking and feeling now about the cruise. Just think how a recipient feels when they go on their very first cruise, and what's more, they're acting as a recipient. They don't have to worry about putting out the money for it and all that sort of stuff. So it just makes my heart smile. It just makes everybody who gets involved with it really happy to assist. So, Joe, we'll be assisting somebody. I don't know who it is quite just yet, but we'll get that sorted. And I might actually, Joe, I might talk to you very nicely after this because I've got an idea that I will need. Amy is saying that the first cruise is always the best. Joe is saying the digital detox will force him to relax. He's always on his phone while he's at home, so this will make him realize there's more to life than a mobile device. And mate, you will know that too. Jonesy's saying he's only cruised on their local ferry. How come I don't believe you, Jonesy? How come I reckon you've done a cruise to the Caribbean or something like that? Or sailed on the Mississippi? You did a tour on the Mississippi. I hope there's nobody here who will correct my pronunciation of the word Mississippi, like Denise. Now, talking about helping hands for cruising board members, we have a board member who's on a break at the moment, on a hiatus, by the name of Miss Meg. And for those that may or may not be aware, Miss Meg and her beau, a guy by the name of Mr. Paul Vines, did in actual fact tie the knot on the weekend at Helen, Georgia. There was a meet-up there, and they finished off the weekend. They came in as single and left as a married couple. So that was, and no, it wasn't a shotgun one, but that was some of the great news that we heard from the couple, from everybody who was at the Helen, Georgia. So it was exciting. Joe's saying he'll catch up with me tomorrow. His brain is fried. Mate, I can understand that. Hot weather and working and playing on your mobile phone while you're waiting for me. I know. It is hard work. Jonesy is saying, nope, did not do, was in Mississippi, but did not get to go on the river. Oh well, in that case, you haven't been on a cruise other than the ferry. Joe is saying Denise is working at the moment. Yeah, I know. She had to work yesterday, so she was telling us yesterday when I was actually chatting with her that she had various work commitments starting. So there you go. Joe is saying they got hitched in Helen. That was so cool. Yes, they did. And yes, it was. It was incredibly awesome. Because, I mean, anybody who knows Meg and Paul knows that, bloody hell, they should have done it ages ago. It's about frickin' time. So they did it. And now they got to figure out how they're going to live, where they're going to live, etc. So all exciting stuff. And I can say this quite honestly, couldn't happen to a nicer couple. Two lovely people. Yeah, that could bring in words, Jonesy. It could bring in the words of a song, but no, I'm not going to sing it. If you heard my singing, you'd know my singing sucks. So I won't sing. And everybody out there is going, phew, thank God for that, which is true. It is true. Joe is saying he's going to head off now. Talk tomorrow, mate. Catch you tomorrow. You have a great night's sleep and an even better day tomorrow. Hopefully everything pans out just the way you want it. Okay. Well, this is about all the info I've got from the Helping Hands for Cruising side of things, folks. We will be on tomorrow again with the ducks, and hopefully there'll be a few more people come on in, and we can have a bit more to natter about. Because what I will be talking about is some of our associates who went on the Helen. We might even be lucky enough to talk to people who were at Helen and can actually give us some info and some pointers, which would be absolutely amazing. And then again on Friday night, Saturday our time. Now for the Aussies, because daylight saving has come on in the U.S., we will be moving our show from 2 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday Arvo. Once we go into daylight saving, our show will then move to midday, which is what the time what its usually intended time was. Midday being brunch with the ducks, hence the name for the show. All right. Well, folks, you guys have a great night, great day. Those who are starting off, those who are finishing off, have a great night. Those who are starting off, have an awesome day, and we will catch up with you next time. Take it easy and be good. Have lots of fun.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul, and floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach? One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible, with helping hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands